Hello, this is episode 28 from 100 Series of Self Reflection. Um, Today I want to talk about this series on Netflix that I'm watching it. Actually, I'm binging on it. It's called This Is Us. So, this series, I think I mentioned it before in the episode, the previous episode, and I mentioned just part of it. Um, this series actually tackles different topics, different subjects. Uh, it's so the story of this series is about a family that a couple that they were in love and they were married and they were starting their life, and then she got pregnant, and they discovered that they will have triplets. And then one of the babies died during the delivery or during the labor, and at the same time there was a baby boy that was dropped at the hospital, uh, found on at the fire station. So they decided to adopt him, and he was a black boy or brown skinned boy. And it talks about, and just there's a lot of situations and different stories that happen during their life, and you see how much they are struggling, first of all, to maintain life with 3 babies, and to afford life for 3 babies, and also to have one baby that it's have a different skin color, and the huge amount of discrimination and stereotypes that they had to pass through because they decided to adopt this child. I know that these topics usually, as much as we talk about them in our life, as much as it's not always tackled in a clear way, or if you can say in a very detailed, in very detailed way as they did in the series. So what very attracted me to this, what's very attracted me to this series was the family dynamic, the consequences of the parents' decision to have kids, and as well how they were struggling to afford living, and how they were just treating their babies different, not because they wanted this, but just because they were busy and overwhelmed and thinking that they want to be perfect for their children. And they have a girl that she was overweight, and the mother was treating her the same way that her mother was treating her. So it was really, what just stood out for me is the family dynamic, is how the parents are as a couple, how they are dealing with their children, with every child on a side, how just the father was playing a huge role in his daughter life, and how they were just every time making the gap bigger and bigger in between their children without even just meaning it. It was just because they were too protective and too attached to the idea that they want a perfect life for their children, and they don't want their adopted son to feel different than his siblings and different than the environment that he's in. And the second thing that stood for me is, although there's a huge gap between the siblings, but at the end, the siblings, they have each other's back every time, and they know that if they need something, they have someone to call or someone to go back to. They were every time just putting everything on a side, putting their conflict, their whatever happened in their childhood, and trying to support each other. So of course it's not only about this in this series. There's a lot to watch in this series. There's a lot to reflect on. There's a lot to talk about. But just because I know that most of our struggles as adults, it's based on our childhood and based on the family that we were raised in, and because if we want to heal us as adults, we need to heal our child. So yeah, I hope that you will watch it, and yeah, it's a good series actually. Thank you.